Welcome back. We are under the lights. I am the GOAT. This is Tim.
Yo!
This is episode 8, week 9, and we are gonna get right to it here with the Chargers and the Falcons. Now, I picked the Chargers for this week. I don't think the Falcons can pull an upset this week. I mean, to be honest, I kind of thought they might, but then I thought about it again, and I was like, nah.
Okay, I picked the Falcons. I think they're playing pretty well, and Cordero Patterson is reportedly supposed to come back.
Ooh.
So I think that's big for them. I think that's huge. You know, he's a huge offensive boost. So if he's ready to play, you know, has no limitations. I just think the way that the Chargers have been playing, their defense has not been as advertised as you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a high scoring game, and I think the Atlanta's going to come out with the win. I think they're going to upset the Chargers.
Their defense should be good.
It should be good. I mean, they have a bunch of good players that just it's not playing, not meshing, or something. Something's not happening. Coaching maybe. Who knows?
It's not good. Miami and the Bears. I picked Miami for this one. I just picked up Justin Fields in my fantasy this week, so I was kind of torn on picking the Chicago Bears.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I just picked the Miami Dolphins. I just think overall they're a lot better.
Yeah,
Their offense is pretty good.
It is.
Did you see the thing about Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
He has more yards than a bunch of teams.
He does. That's the reason why I picked Miami too, is because their offense is just they have so many weapons, and they're so versatile, so fast. You know, it's hard to cover. I think Chicago has improved their offense. I mean, the way they played against Dallas last week was, I thought I was a little impressed. You know, to be able to score almost 30 points against that defense. But I just think Miami's just better. They're just better all around. But it could be a close game. I think it could be like a field goal, maybe touchdown game.
Yeah, for sure. Cincinnati and Carolina.
Hey man, that one that last week against Cleveland, like that, I was totally wrong because I picked Cincinnati. I thought they were going to win, and they played like shit.
I picked Cleveland.
You did pick Cleveland,
And then I changed my mind. Cortland talked me out of it. I mean,
I think you stayed with Cleveland, but I think because I think you were the only one that picked Cleveland.
I think I must have not saved.
Probably not, because it said that you picked Cleveland.
Oh, heck yeah. Go Cleveland.
Go Cleveland. Go Browns.
Browns country, that's right. But I picked the Bengals for this week.
Me too.
I think they'll bounce back. I just think they were not used to having Jamar Chase out. So I think this week they'll figure it out.
Good wide receivers, you know, T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. So they should be able just to, you know, plug them right in, you would think. Because, I picked Cincinnati too. I don't think Carolina, even though they've played well, I still don't think they're really that good once they play a good team like Cincinnati. I just think they can, like you said, they should be able to win that one. But that'd be kind of crazy, though. Carolina came back, came and won. Like, all of a sudden, just without Christian McCaffrey, they just all of a sudden are just, like, really good now. That'd be weird. And without even Baker Mayfield playing, too. Like, it's just PJ's the answer.
PJ's the answer.
PJ, the man.
He's the answer.
Yeah, the man.
What we got next? Green Bay Packers and the Lions.
I already know what you picked.
For once, I did not pick the Lions.
What?
Pick the Packers.
This took you till week 9.
I might actually still might change my mind.
I might change my mind too, to be honest with you.
I don't know if I trust Aaron. I mean, I trust Aaron Rodgers, but it's his receivers.
Yeah,
who I don't really trust.
Yeah, they can't catch the ball.
And the Lions, I know a lot of people knock on them for being 1-5, but dude, they scored a lot of points.
And that's what I mean. Like, but now I just heard this today too, though, that DeAndre Swift might be out. Like, his ankle is hurt again. So like that happens. That's kind of why I picked Green Bay. But if he's still able to play, because I mean, I feel like he complements Jamal Williams so much, like so well. Like if when DeAndre Swift's not there, you can see it. Like Jamal Williams is not as good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I picked Green Bay. But if DeAndre Swift can come and play, I know that Detroit, traded T.J. Hawkinson, so that's a weapon they've don't have anymore. But
Gosh,
yeah, that was a big one.
especially
I thought.
the Vikings.
Yeah, for the Vikings, that's all they needed was. That's why I made that short. That's all they needed was a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
So like they should be really good on offense. But yeah, I think might hurt them a little bit, but we'll see.
Indy and the Patriots. I picked Indy for this one. I really don't. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't care in the world for this game. I didn't know who to pick.
Yeah.
It was just like, gotta pick somebody.
Right.
So.
And I don't even think you like the Patriots still. Like.
I mean, I don't hate them.
Right.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, Patriots one of those teams is like the Raiders for me. Like for whatever reason, when I pick them, they lose. When I think they're gonna win, and when I think they're gonna lose, they win, and that keeps happening this year. So like, but I think they're gonna beat New England just because Jonathan Taylor might be out again. I still think there's some uncertainty there at quarterback if they're going to stick with Mac Jones or go with Bailey Zappi. But I think their defense is their strong point, so I think that's what's going to carry them to this win.
For sure.
Yeah. So the next game is the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. Jets.
This is going to be a tough one for the Jets.
Yeah. Especially with the way that Zach Wilson played against the Patriots.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
This is a completely, different
Buffalo team.
Defense compared to the Patriots. So if that one got you, this one's going to get you even worse, I think. Yeah. I think I saw something this morning. I think it was Dan Orlovsky. He was like, you need to grow the F up. You need to, that's what he would tell him in the locker room. After that game, he's like, you need to grow the F up. It's time to grow up.
To Zach Wilson?
Yeah. It's like, I don't think you, Dan Orlovsky, really need to say anything
out of
to anybody.
all people.
It's like, what did you do? You stepped at the back of the end zone. That's what you're known for.
You were part of the 0-16 Lions.
Yeah,
that's what you're known for.
Right. The only thing you have is that you were in the NFL. That's the only thing.
I picked Buffalo, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Jets are going to jet.
Jets are going to jet.
So, and the Bills, man, they're just...
Yeah. Well, them losing Breece Hall, the Jets, that really hurt.
They're on another level.
Yeah.
Breece Hall really does hurt, but I just think the Buffalo Bills are just... They're it.
They're really good. Yeah, they're really good. That offense is... Stephon Diggs is an animal.
He's my favorite wide receiver, and I didn't even pick him.
He's definitely top 5.
I knew I should have did what I did last year and picked the Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. I should have picked them again. That would have been a good pick.
That would have.
Probably wouldn't be 3-5.
Probably not. I'm right there with you though. So, but I think I'm hopefully because I don't remember who had Cordell Patterson, but somebody dropped him, so I'm like I'm picking him up because I'm slacking on running backs. So I'm like I need that. That's the only if he can. Have that production for when he was playing the first 2-3 games, I'm set.
For sure.
Right. So next game is the Vikings and the Washington Commanders. And like we said before, Vikings added T.J. Hawkinson, which I think is huge for them. I think that just makes them so much better on offense. Commanders are terrible. I don't think I'm ever going to pick them this year. Unless maybe they play the Detroit Lions, or maybe I even probably pick the Lions too. I don't even. It's hard for me to pick the Commanders.
Pittsburgh, God, their offense has been terrible.
Yeah. Even still, I probably would even still pick Pittsburgh to be honest. It's just hard for me to pick the Commanders. So, but yeah, I just think the Minnesota Vikings, just the way they've been playing, they'll keep playing that way, and I think they'll just Commanders will be no competition for them.
Yeah. for sure. I picked the Vikings too. The Commanders, they're just a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be good for 1 second, and then just be dog shit next second.
Yep.
You don't know what you're gonna get out of them in like any given week.
Or any like point of the game, like
Yeah.
they'll be down like a bunch, and all of a sudden like they're coming back, and like they're like holy shit, they're gonna win this game, and then they
Don't.
lose. And you're like, okay, then good. That's why I didn't pick them. But you're just like, holy crap, the Commanders actually gonna win this. But yeah, it's just like I just can't. I don't know. I don't like. It's just that's for some whatever reason. I just don't like the Commanders.
Yeah, I hear you.
Maybe it's just because of the name change and then the owners and stuff. I don't know. Maybe they just make me feel a certain way.
The Raiders and Jacksonville. I picked the Raiders for this one. This is a game I was torn on. Still might change to Jacksonville. I don't know. This is a pretty evenly split game.
It is. Kind of actually is.
I feel like they're very much of the same teams. But I think Jacksonville might have a little bit better defense.
Yeah. And see, with Jacksonville, they can be good. They've shown that they can be good. But yeah, they're just too inconsistent. And then I think they're on a 5-game losing streak. Now. But I think they can beat the Raiders to win it. 'Cause I don't think the Raiders are very good. Their defense, their secondary is terrible.
Yeah.
And Jacksonville have decent wide receivers. So I just think they can. And Trevor Lawrence can show he can play. So I just think he'll just tear up that defense.
Yeah.
And then like I said, even with the breakout so far, Travis Etienne, I think he'll do the same. So I just think they all around, just Jacksonville just destroys Vegas, actually, especially when they didn't even score a point last week, the Raiders. So they are going downhill. I would not be surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they did a fire sale or whatever. Like, if I was Devontae, I'd be pissed that I got traded there. But hey, that's where he wanted to be traded to.
That is true. In the Cardinals against your Seattle Sea Chickens.
My boys.
Seahawks.
They're playing well, man. Beating the Giants last week.
Geno, man.
People are saying, he needs to be put in the MVP conversation. But he's been playing. It's just, I think the reason he's not is just because he's not throwing for a lot of yards. His yards are 200 and under. I mean, he's starting to throw a little bit, more now. But they just need to keep starting to air it out a little bit. When you have Lockett and DK who can spread that field, let it loose, man.
I mean, Kenneth Walker, he's been beasting.
Rookie of the year. Rookie of the year. I'm saying it right now.
Unless Kenny Pickett picks it up.
Unless he picks it up, yeah. Or George Pickens if he plays better. Well, I mean, it kind of depends on how Pickett plays. So, yeah.
So I'm guessing you picked the Seahawks for this one?
Of course. The way they've been playing, their defense, the rookies that they've got, the 2 tackles that are rookies that they picked up this, in the draft, they're playing so well. Like I said, Kenneth Walker, Tariq Woolen, Kobe Bryant. It's weird saying that for a football player. Yeah, they're just killing it, So I just think they keep going. I think if they can beat the Giants. I mean, they beat Arizona already 2 weeks ago, so I think they can do it again, especially at being at home.
That's true.
I mean, I know that they got DeAndre Hopkins back, but
that can change.
It can change, but I think Seattle's good, man.
Well, you're wrong. Cardinals are gonna win this week.
Not wrong.
DeAndre Hopkins probably gonna put up 200, 2 tubs.
Seattle's going to the playoffs, man. I think they're gonna be the 3rd seed.
Third seed. And lose out in the first round. All right.
Not gonna lose
go.
in the first round. No, first seed's gonna be the Eagles, and then the 2nd seed is gonna be Minnesota, and then it's gonna be Seattle, and then after that, because
mark his words right now.
Well, Dallas can't. I put Dallas up there, but they're going to be below Philly, so they can't be above Seattle because Seattle's going to. I think is going to win the division. I think they're going to take it over the Rams, And then, you got to think that the Rams in there, too. The Niners might even, could make it, too. So it could be a dogfight towards the end. But I think Seattle's going to be the 3rd seed. And then the 4th seed, I have to think of the other division. I can't think of the top.
I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl.
I don't think Seattle's going to go to the Super Bowl, but
they're gonna.
I think they can win the wild card. I think they could probably lose the division game. But
they're going to choke.
Not going to choke.
They're going to choke.
No, Geno, man. Geno's efficient.
Yeah, Geno's going to be Geno that game.
He doesn't throw picks.
He's going to throw like 4 picks that game.
Dude, now that you said that's going to happen. Every time you say something
it's probably going to happen against Cardinals.
It's probably, no!
So we got up next the Rams and the Buccaneers. I picked the Rams for this one. I don't trust Tom Brady. He's on the decline.
Yes, he is.
So, I mean, their whole offense is in shambles.
Yeah.
Their wide receivers can't stay healthy.
Nope. Nobody can stay healthy. Their offensive line, running backs, I mean, Fournette stayed healthy, but
their whole team just really can't stay healthy.
It's defense, So same here. I think Tampa Bay is just not as good as they were before. Trying to keep it together, it didn't work this time around.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just gotta mix it up after a couple of years. And Tom Brady's definitely declined. And even after this divorce, I still don't think it's gonna make his play better. And the Rams, even with Cooper Kupp having an ankle injury, even if he doesn't play, I still feel like they're better.
Yeah, for sure. With Aaron Donald, I just feel like
you
gotta have Aaron Donald.
That guy does. That man's a beast.
Kansas City and the Titans. You picked the Titans for this one, I bet.
Nope.
I picked Kansas City.
I picked Kansas City too.
You're probably lying.
Nope.
I just think their offense, I feel like they're like on the Bills level, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that should be the AFC Championship game.
I feel, and the Chiefs' defense isn't terrible, so I feel like they can at least stop Derrick Henry, and who knows if Tannehill's going to be back for the week.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's still sick, but even with Malik Willis, he only threw the ball like 10 times total or something the whole game.
Well, yeah, they're going to run the ball when you have Derrick Henry.
So,
yeah,
and with a new QB.
True.
So,
true.
If you can force him to pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you can contain Derrick Henry, you're most likely gonna beat the Titans, even with or without Ryan Tannehill.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't have the weapon, no wide receivers. I mean, you really only have Robert Woods.
Juju's been beasting.
Juju's been playing good, and then they just traded for that Kadarius Toney, and he's not a bad wide receiver either. So they're getting weapons. McCole Hardman's been playing really well.
It's gonna be all Patrick Mahomes.
They didn't even need Tyreek. Travis Kelce. Yeah, it's gonna be Kansas City all day. There's no
easy.
reason. Yeah, I think most people would pick Kansas City every week unless it's the Kansas City versus the Bills, and that's where you'd probably get 50-50 there.
And you're only picking Tennessee if you're from Tennessee.
If you're a Titans fan, most likely you're just like, I'm doing it just because I don't want to pick the Chiefs.
Yep.
Which, I mean, hey, I get it. I do it too. Next game is Cole's favorite team in the Baltimore Ravens and and the New Orleans Saints, who you got half of the prediction right with Kamara. He got 3 touchdowns when you said you hope he gets 6 again, but he got 3. So I appreciate that.
He went off.
He did.
He went off. He scored like 39, 40 points.
42 points. I was very happy about
That's
it.
what I was just predicting, and I called it, so I wasn't really saying
I needed that. I really needed that to happen.
I needed to go off.
Yeah, but with that, I think Baltimore's better, though, than New Orleans.
Easy.
They just have a better defense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Andy Dalton, especially against this defense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he knows the Baltimore defense because he's playing for played for the Bengals and stuff, but I just don't think he's good enough to win on Monday night.
For sure.
In front of
I picked Baltimore
millions.
too.
Yeah.
Just overall better team.
Yeah.
Defense, special teams to
Yeah.
offense.
And the Saints are just too banged up. You know, you don't know if Michael Thomas is going to play. So you really only have Olave and Kamara. You know, that's really kind of it.
And Hill, depending on if he has a good day or not.
Exactly.
Depending on
how
what
you use him or whatever.
side of the bed he sleeps on.
Yeah. Confuses me what they do with him. Like, I'm really contemplating. Like, I've been debating it for the past, 2-3 weeks if I should just drop him. The only reason I kept him was for the bye week because I thought maybe he'd do something. But I got the help of Kamara and Waddle and everybody else.
So
that's week 8.
That's week 8, but we did pick a lot of the same teams this week. So we should do some switcheroonies here.
You want to make me switch one?
I picked the Lions.
You're going to pick the Lions. Okay. Then I'll go the one above you. I'll pick Carolina.
All right. Or you can pick Tennessee or New York Jets. Jets.
Jets. No, it's like a for sure. You know it's gonna lose. I ain't doing that one. Like at least a close one.
I'll pick the Lions.
All right.
For sure. And yeah, for the only thing I gotta say about week 8 or week 9, not week 8. Fucking is Chase Claypool is gone.
He is.
I mean, to be fair, he kind of needs to be out of there.
Yeah.
He ain't producing.
No.
I feel like we
consistent.
I feel like we can get something better out of him.
Yeah, well then that also makes other, cause if there was some sort of problem in that, wide receiver room, if that's gone, that maybe hey, now, because Deontay Johnson was having issues not, getting the ball enough. I'm sure Claypool probably, was complaining about not getting it, and any throws, you now have George Pickens. You had the wide receivers, but now since you have Deontay and then George Pickens, that thing that opens up a lot.
And then for Freiermuth too.
Yeah, and Freiermuth, yeah.
So that'll really give them the ball a lot more.
Yeah.
Did you see that Najee run though too, where he gained 0 yards?
Really? Was he running behind the yard line of scrimmage or something?
I'll have to show you the video. There's a play where they threw him the ball and the Eagles were 5 yards away. 2 or 3 Eagles. And he just doesn't go straight. He just jukes in the same spot where he catches it. And they're 5 yards away. He could have at least got a yard out of it.
Yeah, you just dove forward a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I gotta show you the video. He's I love Najee, but man, that was terrible.
It's been a rough season for him. I don't really blame him necessarily. I think you guys' line is,
Dude, this has to be the worst line I've ever seen Pittsburgh ever have.
That's definitely affecting him because he is a good running back. It's just, if you don't have a good line, it's going to
fuck you up mentally.
Exactly. Because even showed when we had, I know Marshawn was getting old, but we still had a terrible offensive line, and it showed. As soon as he was getting the ball, he's getting hit. So
ain't nobody running good past our offensive line.
Yeah, so
I don't care who you are.
Yeah, so that's a big another issue for you guys. Because especially with young Kenny Pickett, he's still learning out there too. If you don't give him at least, I know you need at least 3 seconds. That's all you can really ask for. And after that, now it's just okay, now you're acting like Aaron Rodgers.
You want to know something crazy though? It took Kenny Pickett 4 1/4, just 1 quarter, because he got injured that one game, to throw as many yards as Mitch Trubisky did in 5 games.
Jeez.
Whole games.
Wow. Yeah, I would stick with Kenny Pickett. You gotta stick with him, but you guys definitely need help on the offensive line. Hey, you get a high draft pick and you get a good offensive line in the draft.
That is true.
You guys have a good defense.
It's not bad.
That was a good, because you guys traded for a corner too, so that'll help.
That's true. Our secondary's been banged up a lot.
Yeah.
So It'll definitely help. Hopefully we can get things, and we do have some winnable games in the future.
You do?
So
Yeah. I think you guys can still beat. I think you guys can beat the Browns.
I think we can still maybe be 500, maybe.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to definitely beat the teams that we should definitely are 50-50 on.
I think you guys could get close to. Well, you can't really get 500 now because there's not even amount of games. So it's either you're gonna be one loss under, or one win up, or if you're gonna be close to 500 in that range.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Right.
Just like 9-8 or 8-9. It's
because it's making me wonder: is this gonna be the year that Mike Tomlin has his first losing season?
I mean, it happens to everybody.
It does. It's true.
So
It's very true.
everyone's getting all freaking like butt tickled about it and
Yeah.
stuff. Ooh, could this be the year?
Well, it's been a long time, so it's like that's a huge thing. Like for him to, just even at 500, never having a losing season for as long as he's been a coach for in
That is
Pittsburgh.
pretty mind blowing.
And then all of a sudden now to get it that's crazy. That's very impressive.
And it's crazy too.
Yeah.
That also involves Big Ben.
Mm-hmm. It does. Yeah.
So
Well, even when he got hurt, you had to deal with Mason Rudolph, Duck Hodges, all these, really not good quarterbacks, and still were able to make it 8-8. That's it's very impressive.
yeah,
And yeah, it would be crazy for the Steelers to let him go in any sort of manner. So yeah, I think he's going to be a Steeler for life. He'll leave when he decides to.
I think so.
It'd be crazy not to. I mean, that's how the Steelers are anyways. I mean, they've had how many coaches in their history?
There's been more popes than Steeler coaches in history.
Exactly. So they're not the type of franchise that just fire coaches.
Popes fired.
Yeah.
Get fired more.
Yeah, seriously.
You're out of here.
Right?
You're
Man.
done. All right. I said week 8 earlier, but week 9, that is it. And thank you, SeatGeek.
Okay,
Is
it
it?
is week 8.
I thought it was fucking week 9.
Next week. Wait. It is week 9. You're right. It is week 9.
Because
I'm an
I'm
idiot.
3-5 in
you're
fantasy.
Right. No, you're right. I don't know
Good
what I was thinking.
Gosh.
This is why I don't do math.
Week 9.
It's week 9.
I was wondering why you looked at me weird earlier.
I know. I was like looking at you like, I was even thinking in my head, I'm like, no, like, I think you're right. And then I thought about it again, like, wait, no, maybe it's week 8. You confused me.
And thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring this video once again. And we will see all of you next time. Peace.
Later.